Here we go. What we're talking about today, you guys, is how to work from home, ditch your 9 to 5, and grow your business. And what we're going to go into, this isn't that, make get rich quick schemes or whatever, which is what the title kind of could denote. But I want to say it in the very beginning of this video. This is not that. This is true sustainable success from home, because we live in a time that is different than any other time previous to now. We live in a very different time where we require more control over our lives. Right? And so we're going to talk about how to realistically do that. So this isn't a get rich quick scheme. You could get rich. It's probably not going to be overnight, but it's going to be sustainable, and it's going to be able to handle what you need in your family, and then we allow it to just grow. Okay? So that's what we're going to go into. First things first, if you are watching this on the YouTubes, do make sure that you click on the subscribe button and also the bell so you get notified whenever new videos come on. Here's the reason why, not just because the videos are good and because the videos are helpful, but because you also can win something. So one person every single week, you guys, is going to win something. And all you have to do is subscribe to YouTube, comment on the YouTube videos, and then share the YouTube videos into social media. If you tag me or my business in that, then we're going to be able to see it. And then one person that does that every single week, one person is going to win something. You don't have to do it every week, but once a week, we go back and we see who did it the previous week. So there's that. All right, little bit of housekeeping. Let's get into this. Mastermind. If you are not yet in the mastermind, we had a ton of people sign up yesterday. All right, I think they didn't realize what the mastermind was about. Whenever they found out, they were like, oh shoot, I do actually need to be there. So marthasmastermind.com. If you want to see the details of it, go to that website. That website isn't going to make you sign up. Just go and look at the details, see what it's about. marthasmastermind.com. Everybody that's truly wanting to grow their business, but not in a salesy and sleazy way, needs to be here. Okay? Period. Just go ahead and check out the details online. marthasmastermind.com. All right, now let's get into some stuff. I want to say hello to a couple people. Hello, Michelle. Carrie, good morning. Cindy, good morning. Cindy and I had a one-on-one yesterday, and it was killer. Cindy's one to watch, y'all. Missy, morning blessings to you, Martha. Oh, shoot, you too. Patty, I believe you just signed up for a one-on-one. If that was you, somebody did. Maybe I was wrong. Lynn, good morning. Love that painting on the back. Yes, the painting is back. Yeah, Shoshana. Hey. Corey, hey, girl. Hey. All right, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and, hey, Judith, I see you. All right. So here we go. Work from home, ditch the 9 to 5, and grow your business. Let's get into it. I don't think that it is lost on anybody that we don't live in the same world that we used to live in. So the 9 to 5 job was really romanticized in the Industrial Revolution whenever that happened. So we're talking the Rockefellers and stuff like that, when the Napoleon Hill was around, right? So we're talking about, it really got romanticized in sort of like the 40s, post-war era, in my opinion. And it became the thing that made people feel safe. It became the thing that made people feel like they had a secure position somewhere. And so then they were able to go out and do this thing during the day, and then they were able to come home, kind of just slough off the thing that they were doing all day and not feel stress, because they knew they were going to have money for bread. They knew they were going to have money for X, Y, and Z. And at that time, really, people and businesses, they preferred loyalty. And so the businesses at that point were loyal to their people, and then their people were loyal to them. And that was a great time, right? Now, it wasn't great in that they made a bunch of money and stuff like that, but they were coming out of the war. They were coming out of the Depression, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were coming out of places where things were uncertain. And one of our needs as a human being is certainty. Tony Robbins talks a lot about this, where we have a need for certainty and we actually also have an opposing need for uncertainty. Isn't that the weirdest thing? We have a need to know that we're going to be able to pay our bills. But then we also have a need to, fly by the seat of our pants every once in a while and like go take a trip or something, like have something that's not normal happen. So we have a need for certainty and then a direct opposing need for uncertainty. But the uncertainty is definitely not what people wanted at that point so far as their job and their income was concerned. So back then, people were like, okay, I no longer want to be uncertain about my future because that is not working for me. I would like to go work for this place, feel taken care of, feel loyal, and then have them be loyal to me. And then I can work my entire, 40 years or 50 or 60 years, whatever, until like 65. And then you retire and then, then you get to live your life. And that was really comfortable to some people. It was really comforting to some people. And they valued that. And I understand it. They valued it because they didn't have to be anxious and scared of where their money was going to come from because they had these big companies protecting them, so to speak. Okay? Now we live in a place that we hang on to the romanticism of the 9 to 5 and we act like that still exists. And the truth is, corporations have changed. Okay? They are beholden to their investors. Okay? And if they trade publicly, it's the people, their stockholders. Their entire job, really, the business's entire job is to increase shareholder profits. If you don't know, now you know. That's the entire job of a corporation. It's the way they operate now. Like if you go to business school, that's what they're going to tell you. It's the way that it's the whole purpose of a business now. And so it's no longer about let's take care of our people. Let's give them a place they can work at and feel loyal to forever and ever, amen. We have some really good leadership people that have emerged, so like the Simon Sineks, right? We've got some great leadership people that are emerging that are kind of bringing that back, thank the Lord, okay? But still, over a blanketed amount of corporations are not that way. What they'll do, we saw Toys R Us do this, and strangely enough, Toys R Us then went bankrupt. But we saw Toys R Us do this, where I had a friend that actually worked for Toys R Us, and once you get to a certain hourly that you were making, so you stay there for years and you keep getting steady increases, right? You get to a certain number and then all of a sudden you're laid off, and then they hire the bottom of the barrel again. Right? Because you start making too much and you're no longer, the value balance is no longer there for them. They want to be able to train somebody else up and pay them less. Okay? And then they went bankrupt. Weird. But what I'm saying is corporations don't look at us the same. When I say us, I mean like us as people. We're just not looked at the same anymore. So we're beholden to and we are loyal to these corporations that we work for 9 to 5, but they aren't loyal to us. And I'm not saying like let's kick all the corporations in the teeth. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying as an individual, as a mom, as a family, right? We really need to look at what's best for our families. We really need to look at how we stay secure and strong regardless of what else is happening in the world, okay? So whenever I quit my corporate job, I started a digital marketing agency from home, okay? I didn't even have a desk. I put it together and the drawer was backwards. It's a mess. Mike literally asked me he was like, you're really good at we had a table we needed to put together a couple of days ago. He's like, you're really good at putting stuff together. I'm like, I don't know if you remember that desk, but I'm actually not great at doing that. It's funny how we remember what we want to sometimes. But anyway, so what I'm saying, you guys, is we took the bull by the horns. I knew that life wasn't, I saw the writing on the wall. I saw the writing on the wall. I did this recently with a company about a year ago, and I said, listen, the ship is already on fire, and now you can actually see it burning, by the way. That's a thing. If you know, you know. But I saw the writing on the wall before, and I knew that I had to get us into a secure place, that no corporation mattered, that I didn't have to be stressed out about whether I was going to be laid off. Don't you know that 4 years later, just 4 short years later, the company I was working for almost completely obliterated the location I was working in, laid off everyone. They did give the option to move to Arizona, but that's, I mean, if you don't have the money to do that, you don't have the money to do that. And if you don't want to do that, you have to uproot your family. Here's the thing. Corporations have too much control over us right now. They have too much control over us. And the only reason that they have any control over us whatsoever is because we don't have our own stuff going on. And what I'm telling you right now is that you can stop that. They have no control over you whatsoever if you're developing your own income streams from home. All right? Now, I have many different ways that I talk about developing income streams. I'm like the queen of income streams. So I don't just focus on one thing. I focus on this and this and this and this, but not separately. I focus on all of those things, and then I say, how can we bring them together? So essentially, you make one post, you send one email, and the gears start turning of all this stuff that you already have set up. My students have already set this stuff up, you guys. I give you the blueprint, so that's what HBR is. I give you the blueprint that I created for my own family to have so many income streams insulating us that it doesn't matter what's going on in the world because it ain't happening here. And what I'm saying is every family on the planet deserves to feel like that. Period. We don't have to be anxious. We don't have to be depressed. We don't have to come home and carry out aggression from being frustrated at your job. We don't have to lose relationships in our family because we're so dang frustrated at work and we don't know if we're going to get fired. We don't have sick time, but we cannot stand being there, and it is crushing us. I know what that feels like, and it's not sustainable for the human spirit. It's not. And here's the reality. Most people don't start even trying to think about doing stuff from home because everybody else around them is just getting by. They're just making it happen. They're going home, they're eating dinner, they're falling asleep, they wake up, they hit their alarm 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and then they'll finally get up and they'll go to work and they'll trudge in and they'll trudge out. And they'll trudge in and they'll trudge out. And I'm here to tell you right now that is not what we were designed for. What we were designed for, you guys, is to show up different. We're not accidents on this planet. We are here for a massive purpose. And in order to live out that massive purpose, you guys, we have to get around other people that are living that same way, that are doing that same thing, that are leaning on each other whenever you're feeling like, oh man, I don't know if I can do it. You've got someone to lean on. You got to be able to be around people like that, because if you're not, if you only are spending time around the people trudging in and trudging out and trudging in and trudging out, they will make you feel crazy. They will make you feel like you're nuts to try to do something different. I felt it. Whenever I quit my job, I felt that. I felt it hardcore. Who does she think she is? What's going on here, right? Why does she think she can build a business? Because she said she's going to build a business is why, right? Because she's done listening to anybody else other than her heart, her soul, and her God. She is now stepping into her purpose to then be able to, years down the line, show everybody else how to do it. That's what she's doing. And so what are you doing? I don't mean to make you feel uncomfortable, but I kind of do mean to make you feel uncomfortable. Because if this is for you, this is for you. If you want for your family to be secure, if you don't want a corporation to have control over you, makes your decisions for you, you don't have to. We are experiencing the biggest shift of wealth this planet has ever seen. There are different income streams that I teach about, and one of them is about to be a $500 billion industry just in the next couple of years. It's there for the taking. I can show you how to get it. Our job, our mission is to empower 1 million families by 2026. 1 million families by 2026. The question is, are you one of them? Here's what I suggest you do if you are one of them. Shoot me a message. Livin the Dream with Martha. It's my Facebook business page. Send me the words, let's do this, case study, whatever you want. I'm going to see if HBR is right for you. If HBR is right for you, I'm going to invite you into it. You don't have to say yes or no. I'm not going to be weird and chase you around the internet, but here's the deal. If HBR is right for you, let's go. Because this ain't getting any better. The writing was on the wall 4 years ago. You can imagine what it looks like now. That wall is burning down. Let's go. I love you.